August of 2022, Casemiro signs for Man United. It's only a panic buy. He's only there for the money. He won't be able to cut it in the Premier League. That's what the English media told you. At the time, there were heavy protests about the Glazers, and even I believe that it was just a panic buy. United signed Casemiro for £70 million. It came out of nowhere. There were heavy protests out of the Glazers. I thought it was just a PR spin to put pressure off them. Even if it was a panic buy, it definitely worked. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about how Casemiro has revolutionized Manchester United. If you do enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like. If you are new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. For years, Man United fans complained about the fact they had to watch Fred and McTominay every single week. It was obviously a problem and it was never fixed. Along comes Casemiro, a 5-time Champions League winner. Although he's 30, that did not seem to bother Erik ten Hag. He was willing to pay £70 million to sign the Brazilian defensive midfielder. Man United lost their first 2 games of the season to Brentford and Brighton. Man United announced Casemiro before the game versus their biggest rivals, Liverpool, and they go ahead and beat him even though Casemiro didn't play. For the purpose of this video though, I'm going to say he made an impact. Obviously, I'm not going to include the Liverpool game because, well, he didn't play. But if you look at the games Casemiro has played in, 15 games, 11 wins and 8 clean sheets. Man United are now winning games and they're also defensively solid. Obviously, it's not solely Casemiro. The likes of Lisandro Martinez and Eriksen were signed in the summer and just the Erik ten Hag effect. But you can definitely see Casemiro has made a substantial impact. I'm assuming the majority of you watching are Man United fans. So sadly for you, I'm going to have to go back to last season. You look at their team, the weakest point would probably be the midfield. The majority of clubs were able to overrun their midfields with ease, get past Fred and McTominay with no real problem. The midfield being beaten leads to a lot of pressure on the defence, which leads to more goals conceded, and that's probably, for me anyway, why Man United conceded more goals last season. The difference between this season and last season is you went from Fred and McTominay to Eriksen and more specifically Casemiro. If you asked me last season who is the best defensive midfielder in the league, I would have said Rodri. Maybe Fabinho, he was a little bit behind. Now you ask me, things have changed massively. Rodri's still been good this season, though Fabinho's dropped off massively. For me, the best defensive midfielder in the league is Casemiro. I'm going to compare Scott McTominay last season to Casemiro this season to really illustrate how big of an influence Casemiro has had. Scott McTominay played 30 games last season, making 65 tackles with a succession rate of 51%. Compare that to Casemiro, who's played 15 games, half the amount of Scott McTominay. He's made 46 tackles with a lesser succession rate of 46%. Although McTominay has a higher succession for tackles, what I view as more important is the passing. On average last season, McTominay made 41 passes per game, while Casemiro on average has made 49 passes per game. He's also created 5 big chances so far this season compared to McTominay's 1, and that was in 30 games compared to Casemiro's 15. I'm going to stop comparing him to McTominay because that's just insulting. You get the idea. He makes a big impact, but a statistic I really like is that every 90 minutes he averages 6.3 involvements in open play passing sequences that end in a shot. Like I said earlier, on average Casemiro makes 49 passes a game, so on average 1 of every 8 passes he makes leads to a shot. 6.3 involvements in open play sequences leading to a shot is only beaten by the likes of Bruno Fernandes and Kevin De Bruyne, players that would be more attacking. Casemiro is a defensive midfielder, showing how progressive he is. Casemiro makes 3.8 tackles per game and wins 8.1 duels per game. That's only bettered by Marouane Fellaini in the 13-14 season, and Fellaini only wins so many duels because of how tall he was. So in the last 15 years for Manchester United, since these stats were recorded, Marouane Fellaini is the only player to beat Casemiro in duels won per game. The statistics I've mentioned really show you how much of an all-round player he is. He's very good defensively, he's very good going forward. Since Sir Alex Ferguson has left, I think Casemiro, out of all Man United signings, has been one of the most important. He's made the biggest impact, in my opinion anyway, in his short 6 months. Moving away from all the statistics, you just look at Casemiro's pure passion to play for Manchester United. He fights for the badge, something other players in recent years haven't had. He did not join for the money. He joined because Manchester United are one of the biggest clubs in the world. He clearly cares, and he has been one of the most important reasons for their success this season. And that, my friends, is how Casemiro has revolutionized Manchester United. Let me know what you thought of in the comments though. Is Casemiro the best defensive midfielder in the Premier League? What do you think about that? Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you in the next one.